Referees and touch judges saw him on the ground before the game. Very edgy about this one. They know there's going to be a lot of intensity at the breakdown. That will bring an eruption.
Great contrast between the face of Keith Wood, the Lions hooker, and that the fresh-faced referee, John Kaplan. Intensity, the key for both teams tonight.
Bundaberg Rum Rugby Test Series, Colonial Stadium, Melbourne. Here we go. Johnny Wilkinson. A high from inside his 22, and that's a good confidence booster. A nice platform there for the Wallabies from the opening kickoff.
Larkin looked very composed when he got that ball, just glided that kick through. Excellent take from Dan Herbert.
Disappointed with his start last week, Stephen Larkin. Not so tonight.
So Danny Krukok went early and Australia's pinched the line out. That's a bad early sign for the Lions. There's Nathan Gray wrapped up in centre field. Australian forwards pour in. Owen Finnegan running in close, gets over the advantage line. Larkin, Walker. Larkin got away from two. He's caught by Neil Back. Well read by the Lions defence. I wonder tonight whether the Australians will kick in behind, put the high ball up behind the wingers. There is plenty of open space with this grouped Lions defence. So here's Matt Perry, a left footer, replying to Nathan Gray, and out on the full.
Fantastic break there for the Australians. Perry, normally a terrific kicker, tactically makes the mistake now. The line out last week in Brisbane went into disarray. They've got to get it together tonight.
They tried to rush things last week, particularly as it got towards the end of the game. I think you'll see him slightly calmer tonight. The timing seems as though it's back in training. Let's see if it proves so on the field.
Here's George Gregan at the front. They tried a variation, and, well, talking of timing, it just wasn't there. Idea was good.
This is something that they either works or comes horribly unstuck.
In that case there, George Gregan should have kept on going himself.
So at the back now, that's Richard Hill. Martin Corrie was the third jump out liner for the Lions last week. Hill, a great athlete, will take over those duties. Keith Woods, what a charge. Howley goes in. Well, that was Rob Henderson on his left foot. Not a good kick, Matthew Burke. Wanting to keep it in the field of play, but can't. So if you kick out on the full from outside your 22, play comes right back to where you kicked.
The Lions' first line up, there was a mix-up in that one. Likewise for the Australians. Now can either side get their line-out throws together?
Wood, one of the best.
He's a second-generation Lion. His late father was here in 1959 in Australia. The Lions have never lost a Test series down under in Australia. What a break by James. Where was the defence? Here comes Robinson. And a little knock on by Neil Back.
And Dapper James, what was he doing? He should have had that ball outside.
Well, he had the blinkers on, Buddha.
Stunning break. Absolute stunning break, and then it just turned
Don't go yet.
to rubble. They've hit the gap. They've absolutely smashed the Wallabies through the middle. Just didn't see the support.
Well, it was again the gap between Larkin and Nathan Gray. That was exploited last week to telling effect. And the Australians take play just over the halfway line. Still no score, 4 minutes gone.
Great thought went into that for the Lions as well. They wouldn't have been looking for Dapper James, the Australian defence. It was O'Driscoll and Henderson last week who tortured them.
Well, I haven't seen Larkin miss so many tackles last week. He was having trouble with his rubber moulded soles. They're charging on again, O'Driscoll. Sucking in the Australian midfield defence. Well, there was a big overlap on the left. Here's Scott Quinnell. There's an advantage here for the Lions.
Steve Larkin's hurt on the ground behind play, I think his shoulder.
Martin Johnson sets it up. Howley. Henderson. Good tackle, Nathan Gray.
Number 7.
And George Smith.
Larkin hasn't moved on the ground.
Number 7, go back, please.
Put in a huge tackle, was hit hard.
I think he may have dislocated either the elbow or the shoulder.
So this is looking very sad for the Wallaby team. 5 minutes gone, no score. Stephen Larkin has recently undergone laser eye surgery, and he's looking very distressed, but O'Driscoll really charged into him. Larkin fell nastily.
Those powerful hips of Brian O'Driscoll driving into the shoulder.
Looks like a stinger on that shoulder for Larkin. Temporary pain, he's got to get over it.
Well, he's got that right elbow heavily strapped.
There's an absolute passenger out there at the moment. They need to get Flatley on into the fray quickly.
Flatley is warming up. So Larkin in trouble. Johnson. Not taken to ground by the Wallabies. Rob Henderson again. Torai Kepu. Big clean out from the Lions pack. Keith Wood with a little step off his left foot. Again committing 4 Wallaby defenders. George Smith battling for the ball.
Advantage. Number 7 gold. 7 gold.
Again, number 7 gold penalised.
7 gold moving infield, line out, not over.
The line out hadn't finished, said the referee.
Not over.
They're just explaining it. The line out finishes when the ball is moved over the line of touch. And the referee said the line out hadn't finished, so George Smith had no rights to move inside the 10 metres.
Concern here for Tom Smith. There, George Smith got there early and was putting pressure on the Lions ball. John Kaplan, the referee, said he was there too quickly.
So Tom Smith still injured. It's 0-0 here at Colonial.
He's as tough as nails, Tom Smith.
So an early chance now for Johnny Wilkinson. He's situated right on the 22, 15 metres in from the far touchline. The Australians rattled with that early injury to Stephen Larkin. He's still on the field. Can he continue? And can Wilkinson post first points? He's a dead-eye sharpshooter. He's up to 410 test points, averages 16 per international. Lions 3, Australia 0.
Well, back to the kickoff. Steve Larkin, a drop kick. He's got to get it high. Now it's going to Walker.
So Larkin's still out there. He's shaking that right arm. He doesn't want to depart the scene. But certainly looking a little shell-shocked. That's a good restart from Walker. The Australian forwards can compete, but Martin Johnson was there, showing basketball skills. Wilkinson. Almost charged down there by Larkin. Searching kick. Here's Walker. And Matthew Burke. He gave that something. This is Perry, the fullback. Very brave player. Well tackled by Styles. Howley, Robinson, away from Burke. Neil back there. Scott Quinnell over halfway. It's Torrent. The Wallabies have forced a turnover.
Holding on the ground, number 8. You're holding him.
Oh, that's pretty hard.
Release the ball.
I know, and Finnegan.
Number 6 gold, holding on. Tackler. Number 6 gold, let him play.
Well, the main thing is that the referee's consistent on that ruling. The tackler once he tackles, has to roll away from the ball. And
it's a split second. It's a ball and all tackle.
Very tough decision. Very, very tough decision by the referee. Owen Finnegan was on the ground tackling. He's been harshly penalised.
But still the Lions roll on. Tom Smith, the Scottish loosehead prop that was injured, like his compatriots before him. Tough, Sandy Carmichael. 5 facial fractures.
Well, it's been pinched by Giffen. It was down to Grucock at the back, and the Wallabies have forced a crucial turnover.
Come here. Get back. Get back, please. Get back. Just get back. Just come here, please.
Todai Kefu being called out.
There's a player holding. Listen. No. He wasn't. He couldn't get away. You're using your boot unnecessarily. You know about it. Don't do it again. It's foul play.
So foul play is the ruling, and that's bad news for Australia because they had possession, and Kefu, obviously trying to get the ball back, has made contact with one of the Lions players, so he's been penalised. So the score here is 3-0 and possibly 6 coming up.
One-way traffic from Jonathan Kaplan, 4 penalties to 0.
So it's a similar position for Johnny Wilkinson. Let's have a look at this spot. The Lions are doing their best to slow down the transition of the ball to the back of the Australian ruck. But the Australians making contact with Lions players, and that's why the penalty was awarded. So Wilkinson to make it 6-0 if successful. His success rate with his goal kicking on tour is up to 83%. And so the Lions have all the points on the board after 12 minutes.
Well, territorially and possession-wise, the Lions have dominated the first 12 minutes of the game. Wallabies are going to have to get the ball in hand and sustain possession. They've got to put some pressure on these men in red.
Australia being caned in the penalty count. And the Lions have played it. It didn't go 10 metres, then they knocked on. Now, because the Lions knocked on, it's an Australian... Well, I thought it should have been an Australian scrum feed there, but the referee's a lot closer than we are.
Beautiful take here by Hill. He gets the ball back okay, and then the alleged knock-on.
Well, Roth was the man who was alleged to have knocked it on, but it certainly appeared to go sideways, if not back. Wilkinson. Nice step. Larkin got him. Halfway line centre field. And finally some joy from the referee for the Wallabies. Leaving their feet.
Good confidence booster there for Steve Larkin. That shoulder seams and shoulder neck seems a bit better now. Got Wilkinson. I don't know, this is a good decision by John Eales.
So there's a chance for Matthew Burke. It's still 6-0 in favour of the Lions. Well, it's within Matthew Burke's range, Simon, so it'll be a good decision if he gets it. So Chris Handy sitting down there patiently as we look at the AXA angle here. And it's a dead set 49-metre kick from the halfway line. There's the apparent goal width, which is pretty well the full goal width from this position. It's straight out in front.
And this stadium will erupt, and the momentum for the Wallabies will start if he can kick this.
Grucock is ready to go high here and try and poach. Burke's got the distance. Not a problem with the distance. The accuracy let him down. Well, Matthew Burke has been brought into the side ostensibly for his goal kicking in place of Chris Latham. But all of the players have had troubles with these particular balls. The Summit ball, which is not the same ball used in Super 12. It's a little lighter and takes some adjusting. The Lions very good at the restart. They've regained the ball. Wilkinson into space now, and here come the runners. Quinnell, well read by the Australian defence. Richard Hill, Walker, a great tackle. Australia have it back through George Smith. Dan Herbert beat 3 tackles, spirited burst.
Dan Herbert pulled off that tackle on Quinnell.
Blindside for Larkin. He follows, and Howley is there. So is Perry. Great defence from Larkin. He's playing like a man inspired. Back was on the ground.
Well,
the Australians have been penalised though.
Slow down on it.
One-way traffic, really.
So Australia penalised Chris Handy for leaving their feet. And
can't let that pressure off. Once you've got it there, John Kaplan has been quick to blow it up. Stephen Larkin came in, made the tackle, and then goes back in for the ball. And John Kaplan said it closed it off for the Lions.
Yeah, definitely a Wallaby player leaving his feet, but there was also a Lions player leaving his feet at the same time, Neil Back. So it was a very tight decision, that one, but no complaints from the Wallabies.
Great determination from Stephen Larkin, though. Put the little chip tip through, followed through. Big pressure on Perry at fullback.
Good belt in the nose for Andrew Walker. He's back into spot. Chris Latham gets ready in case he's needed.
So can they get their timing right? There's Eels again. Almost pilfering. Keith Wood in at scrum half, back to his legs. Lions certainly dominating possession. George Smith there in the tackle. Howley. And now Wilkinson trying to stabilise the situation. Andrew Walker. Robinson let it go. And Walker's chasing the 2 ex-rugby league men. This is Perry in trouble. Walker got him. Well, a bit of indecision there from Jason Robinson. The Lions did drive forward, says the referee.
Good call from the referee. It's who's going forward before the ruck is formed. And when they're in trouble, look, Perry gets caught, but he keeps going. He turns and goes forward. Then the support comes and they keep going as well. They get the advantage.
I asked you this, Buddha. I asked you this. He was tackled. He didn't release the ball, so why is not penalised?
I think it all happened instantaneously.
The important point there that Simon raises is that both sides just want consistency in that interpretation. Here's Quinnell. So the Wallabies. And that was Larkin who went low on Quinnell. But look at the Australian defence. This is a different team. They've almost pilfered. And the referee gives the scrum feed, rather fortuitously that time, I might say, to the Australians.
Well, that's in-your-face defence. What a change from last week.
Quinnell running at Larkin, constantly off the back. To test those shoulders, end the defence. Now the scrum has to mark up, present the ball at the back of this properly.
That's a good solid scrum. Howley's come through offside. This is Kefu. They clean out. Joe Roth. Nathan Gray-Hammond, a penalty in front of the post for Australia. Well, you saw Robert Howley, the scrum half, follow through. He has to stay behind the ball when he's following through, and he was just too keen.
Rob Howley does exert a huge amount of pressure from halfback. He's been around about 10 or so years in international rugby. He knows every trick in the book.
We did see the second test in Brisbane, the 89 Lions, to blow up when the 2 halfbacks, Robert Jones and Nick Farr-Jones, go at it. These 2 right on top of each other so far, but very disciplined.
So this is a certain 3-pointer for Matthew Burke. The Lions players can't charge it. When it's a penalty, you can't charge. You can charge it from a conversion of a try. 3 points the difference here as we're almost through the first quarter.
The Australians must be mindful that the referee, Jonathan Kaplan, is keeping a very, very tight control in the game. So if it comes to a half chance out there, you should not take it with the penalty.
So here's Johnny Wilkinson. Keith Wood came through, a knock on by the Lions. Larkin, advantage here. Nathan Gray, head of steam. Gregan, short side, quick hands. Wallabies keep it in play, but not before someone put a foot on the line. The intensity is certainly back for this Wallaby team. Jason Robertson enjoying the hectic early moments.
Rob Henderson's got a few problems in back play. It is tough out there.
So the score here is 6-3 in favour of the Lions. Keith Wood ready to go with this line out. Rob Henderson's going to be up and ready to go. So Johnson goes high and just got up over the top of John Eales, but the pressure was on. Great composure there from the Lions skipper. Wilkinson standing up in the faces of the Aussie defence. O'Driscoll! Straight through Nathan Gray.
Great George Smith, great tackle.
Here's Herberts. Back was dispossessed. Knock on. Both ways. First by the Lions.
Well, that magic man O'Driscoll gets through. But George Smith this week was across there in cover. Watch it.
They were singing Waltzing O'Driscoll in the streets of Brisbane last week. And just he stumbled and got picked up by a good cover defence.
Well, that was Dan Herbert missing the tackle. Here's Larkin. Here's Gray now. Larkin on the loop. Herbert almost to halfway. Quicker ball. Out wide here for Burke. So the Australians probing on the fringes. Good clearance from Gregan. Under pressure. Joe Roth stepping through tackles. Good platform here for the Wallabies. Finnegan. Hammered there by Wood underneath. Foley. What a run. Great charge there from Michael Foley. Very good passage of play from the Wallabies. Matthew Burke. They're asking questions now of this Lions defence, and the men in red have answered. Gang tackle there. And they've forced the turnover, the scrum feed for the Lions.
They put that one down to Danny Grucock. Got in there, massive tackle.
The referee said it was a maul that collapsed, therefore it goes to the team not in possession. That's the Lions.
But a bit of pressure coming through this week from the Australian scrum. Watch this. Matthew Burke, the ball back inside. Grucock and Wood. Bury him.
Burke got caught awkwardly with the ball on the Lions side. The support play couldn't get at it. Such as that leg drive in the Lions defence.
What about the mobility of Danny Grucock and Martin Johnson around the field? They're so prominent at the breakdowns, but tonight John Eales and also David Giffen are meeting that challenge.
The Australians need to twist this scrum into the sideline. Put the pressure on Howell.
Scrum goes down on the far side. Now Rod Moore's come in. Very strong scrummager. Number 3 for Australia. He played in the NPC Championship for North Harbour last year. Shared a house with All Black Slade McFarland.
He's making really good contact. It's one of the crucial things for a front row. Can't hang back. Got to go forward and hold your ground as soon as you do.
So much better Australian scrum here. In the second test of the Bundaberg Rum Series, Scott Quinnell. Martin Johnson was there and Howley with a nicely weighted kick for Walker. Did he run into a dead end or what?
George Smith, what a pickup.
Here's Gregan. Nathan Gray on his left foot. Perry can really punish that kick. And he does. Down to the 22. So Nathan Gray, second bite. Here's O'Driscoll, 10 from halfway. Off he goes. George Gregan's there. O'Driscoll picked it up. The Lions now. Howley, who wants it? Johnson was there. Vickery couldn't hold on. Here comes Kefu. Duffett James. Lions recover. Henderson, Wilkinson. Looking out wide for Hill. Walker's there. Richard Hill waiting out wide on the wings.
Well, O'Driscoll's and all sorts of problems back here. Courageous take out of George Gregan's hands, and he's really suffering.
Wonderful vision by Johnny Wilkinson, the Lions number 10. He saw the opportunity wide and punched it into the gap.
So man of the match, O'Driscoll in trouble here. Let's hope he's okay. It's the Lions leading 6-3. So Brian O'Driscoll, well, he is the most exciting attacking outside centre in the international game. He plucked that ball from 2 defenders. O'Driscoll fell very heavily. Hopefully he's just bounced his head on the turf. Play goes on. A big drive here from the Lions. They're going to score. Vickery's there. Let's see who comes up with it. Neil back.
Well, put this try down to Johnny Wilkinson. The vision to get that ball into the corner. Andrew Walker, no choice with Hill on top of him.
And Chris Handy, that is why Neil back, one of the main reasons he's been brought back into this team. He's a superb mauler.
All two are good, and the juggernaut for the Lions has been in their driving maul. They had it down to perfection, and even when they got the breakaway, there was 3 back at the front. Great try.
So well constructed, this drive. Wood driving from the back as well. They spin her away. Wood continues to drive back through, no stopping them.
So the Lions juggernaut strikes first over the Aussie goal line. 11-3 the score here in favour of the Lions. And a huge psychological blow there over the Australian forward pack.
And the good news for the Lions, the good news for the Lions, O'Driscoll's back up.
Well, that was superb control from the Lions pack. They really forced the Australian forwards into disintegration there. Now Wilkinson looking to take the tourists to 13 points. And he missed a couple on that side at the Gabba. So it's an 8-point deficit for the Wallabies. Lions 11, Wallabies 3. So a big psychological blow delivered there by the Lions pack, and Neil back. What an enigma. He missed the first test with a rib injury. The last book he wrote was Size Doesn't Matter by Neil Back. He's only 1.77 metres. Smallest man on the field on the Lions team. Richard Hill, courageous under the high ball.
Number 8.
Lions play on quickly. That's Halley. They weren't back 10. Still advantage here for the Lions. Wilkinson! Gregan just got him. And now the advantage for the penalty.
10.
Excellent work there from Howley. Just forced the extra 10 metres. It was David Giffen, not back the 10, who tackled him.
They don't always have to take the standard option, and Howley that time didn't. The quick tap, and he can go. If you're not back 10 metres, then you can't interfere with the play. Now Wilkinson will punish them some more.
Well, you have to say this Lions defence has maybe even gone up a notch from last week. The Australians have thrown plenty at them, but the Lions have answered challenges and forced turnovers, and when they have the ball, the urgency is apparent. Here's Wilkinson again. Quinnell straight into Larkin again, smashing into Larkin. They're over the advantage line. Henderson. Ew. This is Duffett James. Wilkinson. Ball was lost backwards.
Man on the ground, 7's on his feet.
So George Smith forcing that penalty for Australia. He was up on his feet trying to get the ball from Wilkinson. Wilkinson didn't release.
There's a big defence that time going in from the Wallabies. Dafford James, I think, came out of this tour as a pretty underrated player. There's a great touch finder there.
Yes, there's Wilkinson out. He has to release the ball here. He's still holding on to it. Well, I tell you what, George Smith wasn't on his feet.
No, and Wilkinson did release the ball back between his legs. Jonathan Kaplan, the referee, has been very quick to penalise.
So that was a very tough call on the Lions. Here's Finnegan at the back.
Stay on your side.
Nick Stiles joins it. Wallaby maul, well, hopeless there. They could have copped up a try. Here comes Robinson. He was interfered with. It's going to be a penalty. Robinson was taken out by 2 Wallabies. Could easily be a sin bin if they get the men. We play on. This is Scott Quinnell. Kefu in for the tackle. George Smith on the loose ball. So the Lions now having to regroup. Vickery comes in. This is Matthew Burke. He runs straight into Johnny Wilkinson. Let the ball do the work, Wallabies. Here's Matt Perry. And a handy kick. Now, will there be a touch judge report?
Well, no touch judge has got his flag up. The referee hasn't seen anything. Let's have a look.
I believe they're just tripped up in legs running for the ball. A dirt cross, you can use your shoulder if you're both running for the ball. Interesting stuff. Burke comes forward and gets smashed in the tackle, and then the ball spills from there and goes to the Lions.
So up the back we go to Hill. Fingertip control.
6 goals going through on the man, unbalancing him. 6 goals. Tipping him at the top, back 10.
Owen Finnegan penalised. Interference with the man who was up in the air.
Penalties running 8-3 in favour of the Lions, taking all the pressure off them.
So 5 from halfway. Johnson, supreme at the front. They're running from the deep, and it's the deep runners in Robinson who bounces off the first tackle of Gray. But they've been caught behind the advantage line. They've lost about 7 or 8 metres there. Krukok, Quinnell, Foley across and Burke. Quinnell palms them off like flies. Inside the 22. Overlap here for the Lions. Oh, there is a huge tackle by Owen Finnegan that stops the Lions' momentum. Burke has read it. Kick has gone too far, and it will be back to the 22. But Finnegan's tackle there was a corker.
Well, plenty of variation from the Lions' attack tonight. It's really stretching the Australian defence. Owen Finnegan totally focused. Watch it.
Great
Quinnell.
work. So strong on his feet. It took 3 to pull him down, and then they move it quickly. But there is great variety, Simon, as you say, and there's a lack of variety in the Wallaby attack.
Well, that could have been a try-saving tackle by Finnegan. The Lions certainly were at full bore. Now O'Driscoll back to Perry. Inside pass to the runner straightening. 3-on-3 here, O'Driscoll. Again bouncing off the Australian defender. This is Henderson. Nick Stiles stands his ground with David Giffen. Wallabies are all onside. Again, they take on the inside defenders, taking the ball right up to the advantage line. Wilkinson with a switch of play. There's an overlap out here, and Wood goes straight through. Weak defence. Wood with the fullback to beat. Here comes Johnson. Was it lost backwards? Joe Roff is there for Australia. Advantage being played.
They've got to use this ball.
There's no one at fullback here for the Lions, but no one chasing for Australia. David James. Gregan. Only one chaser, really. And the Lions can cause some havoc out wide if they can free this ball up. Australia short on the blind side here. O'Driscoll, and this is Neil back. Kefu's there, so is Gregan. Players very tired at the moment, they're taking deep breaths. Here goes Cornell again. Johnson, Burke in front, great tackle, a try saver. Howley now, he's lost it. Smith looks as though he may have regained it for Australia. Vickery coming through offside. Gregan's kick, back over halfway. And I think that everyone on the field was hoping that one went into touch. Here's Perry. John Eales. So Australia can have a crack now. Trouble is that the players are all looking exhausted. And Larkin gains only, well, he gains no ground because the ball was passed back from outside the 22.
Time out.
Well, that's one the Australians needed to run with. I know they're exhausted, but so are the Lions. You've just got to push it sometimes.
Players everywhere being attended to at the moment. Physical exhaustion, and maybe it's this hard regime that Graham Henry's put the Lions to that will keep them in good stead. Ball goes free. There for anyone bouncing around.
Well, Richard Hill falls very awkwardly here.
So it looks like a blood bin for Richard Hill. Now, back in 1989, as a young man, he bought a Lions shirt and wore it at home and watched every game on television in his Lions shirt. He literally slept in it during the tour.
I'm sure there'll be a few in the UK and elsewhere around the world doing exactly the same. Martin
Corrie on the field. Rod McQueen said he felt he was the best Lions player at the Gabba last week. Number 18. Another man from Leicester. So 3 Leicestermen on the field in the forward pack. Here's Henderson. Just taken by Larkin.
Kefu, great work, got the ball.
Crucial turnover there for the Wallabies. And if they can go, they had a big overlap on the left there, but again, they're looking for the safety of the touchline. So, as you say, Simon, just a little bit more adventure needed from the Wallabies, but they're just feeling the pinch at the moment.
Well, the Lions have applied all the pressure, and it's that pressure that the Wallabies can't get out of their minds. They're totally distracted by it. Then comes the defence, and when they get the opportunity in the attack, there's no composure or ball retention for the Wallabies.
Here's Giffen to Smith and Kefu. 10-metre line, Lions territory. This is a chance for the Wallabies here. Owen Finnegan makes only a metre. Larkin, back to Smith. He sets it up. Again, there's just a wall of Lions jumpers on the short side. Here's Finnegan on the angle. He makes 5 metres. Big clean out from the Aussies. Larkin tried to crash through. Johnson, the tackler. Keith Wood now hacking away. Nathan Gray couldn't pick it up.
Dangerous.
Penalty Australia.
And Larkin hit high.
Just be careful. Trailing arm.
Let's have a look.
Please.
The tackle cannot be above the level of the shoulder line.
Watch Johnson. Around the neck.
And he didn't let go, did he? I hope he's still got his Adam's apple there. But Stephen Larkin certainly cops plenty from the opposition.
So crucial, this kick from Matt Burke.
So here's the AXA angle now for Matthew Burke. The apparent goal width is just slightly less than the real goal width. He's just off left of centre. And there's no wind, of course, because we are under the roof. 35-metre distance for Matthew Burke. And a badly needed 3-pointer. This is the one that Australia missed last week against the Lions. Burke does the job for the Wallabies. 5 points the difference. Perhaps that's a bit flattering for the Australian team, but they'll take it. 11-6.
A much better phase of play there for the Wallabies, they really kept the ball punching forward. Good security. Matthew Burke strokes beautifully.
So Johnny Wilkinson now. The Lions have certainly made more line breaks. Giffen losing that ball backwards. Roth picking up the crumbs. Back now for Larkin. He was outside his 22. That's straight to Perry again. The most capped English fullback, having passed Jonathan Webb. This is Larkin. Needs support. Did he release? He didn't. Penalty to the Lions. Support was too slow.
Okay, leave it 2 gold. No.
Larkin
Don't get involved. Don't get
got
involved.
back there. He released and then brought it back in. That's the problem. Look at those line breaks. Lions 5, Wallabies 0. Good tackle from Perry. Goes to ground now. He releases there and then comes back in.
So Johnny Wilkinson cannot resist the temptation of a shot for goal, especially the way he's striking them from that far side of the field. And this would have the Lions out to a 8-point lead as we close on half-time. Just a couple of minutes before the break, it was 12-3 in the first half at the Gabba last week to the Lions. Now here's our Axa. He loses about 1.5 metres. There's the apparent goal width, 4.4. And the distance here is allowing for the angle nearly 50 metres. Big kick for the Lions and Johnny Wilkinson. Distance is going to be good, but out to the right-hand side. So, breathing space for the Wallabies. They're trailing by 5 points. It could have been a lot more.
Minute 26. Larkin should be going long.
They've continued on from last week, the Lions. They've punched holes in the Wallaby backline. They've attacked on the short side, testing the speed of the cover defence of the Wallabies. And it's the willfulness of their tackling that's really been frustrating the Wallabies. Totally distracting.
Looks like a blood bin here for David Giffen. And Matt Cobain, number 18, coming on for the Wallabies. This is Perry. And what's happened here?
He just pulled the
Same dropout.
drop back because Cobain wasn't on the field.
Okay, so the sub is now on the field, and the Wallabies will have the kick again. It must be a drop kick. The ball must hit the ground first.
Quinnell back deep for the Lions to bring the ball forward.
Andrew Walker, first dual international since Scott Goulet. And Scott Goulet played against the Lions in 1989. Both Goulet and Walker played for the Kangaroos and also representing the Wallabies. Back. O'Driscoll straightened up. Bit of a shoulder charge there from Nathan Gray. It was a solid tackle. Howley in behind. Looked to be taken late. Referee has none of it. And a very good reply from the Wallabies. Down inside the 22. Listen to those disapproving Lions fans.
Well, 38 seconds left in this first half, and how tough it's been out there. The Australians have spoilt a couple of lineouts here in the first half, but this will go to Johnson at 2.
Danny Grucock, he's the money man, pulled to ground. Because there was no maul, the Australians were entitled to pull him down. Robinson, and Walker's up there again, spectacular. Coming back for the Australians. Courageous play from Andrew Walker. Nathan Gray, solidly met. Big tackle by Wilkinson. Half-time hooter is gone. Wallabies will be pleased to go in trailing by just 5. And it's been a ferocious first half of rugby here at Colonial Stadium. The Wallabies are fighting for their lives here in this series. They have to win to keep it alive at half-time. The Lions flexing their muscles, leading by 11-6. 2 sensational tries. Australia has to produce a carbon copy of that. At least take control of this first 10 minutes after the break.
The Australians in this half just have to really smartly use possession. Haven't had much. They've got to work for much more in the second half.
Andrew Walker. Nice high ball. Joe Roff coming through. It just went too far. Howley ducked under the tackle from Joe Roff. And the Lions surge ahead again.
Hold it, back.
Is Wilkinson. Intercepted. Joe Roff. Can he get there? I think he might have dropped it.
I think he scored it.
The try's been awarded, I think.
Clever work by Joe Roff.
Just check that out for me, please.
As he made the break and got to the line, he used his left hand to put the ball under him. Let's hear what the referees have got to say.
Do you think he got it down, Chris?
No doubt about it, Gordon.
Well, Joe Rotham, what a turnaround. He had the pressure on Howley from the kick. He should have smashed Howley. The Lions drive forward, and then lurking with intent was Joe Roff. Here it is. Let's watch closely. It's a try. What a well-timed try by Joe Roff. They needed it so much. Try time.
This has brought the stadium absolutely alive. Some of those goal scarves were slumbering. Some missed it, some not back in their seats.
Well, there's no doubt about that try. It is Joe Roff's 23rd international try. The scores are level, and it was an opportunist intercept from Joe Roff against the run of play as the Lions had an overlap on the right, and that's a huge blow struck by this Wallaby team.
Watch Wilkinson. Wilkinson tries to get the ball wide to Henderson. Joe Roff, he got an intercept last week, didn't quite get there. Here he goes, high it goes, and Joe Roff. What ball skills this player's got. We'll miss him next year.
Well, Joe Roff is playing his 53rd consecutive test match for the Wallabies, which is an Australian record. Can Burke put Australia in the lead? Not with that kick. So we're all tied up, and it's the Wallabies who struck first after the break.
Now the momentum. They seem to have the timing back. Now they've got to get that rhythm.
So Johnny Wilkinson. Nice shallow restart. Corrie went high. Referee spotted a knock on by Australia.
I think that ball's gone forward.
Well, really, those balls have to be taken by the team receiving.
Ewan McKenzie, Rod McQueen, Jeff Miller in the shirt.
Wilkinson, Henderson, Wilkinson on the loop, bad pass. Beautifully picked up by O'Driscoll, and Wilkinson, and Perry. But again, the Lions caught behind the advantage line. Australia drifting across that time. Kefu needs to get back onside. Howley. Wilkinson again. Johnson having a run. Sandwiched.
Turnover.
Big turnover. There was a hand in the rug.
well.
The referee getting a call.
Red 4, scrum goal.
Touch judge on this side, Andre Watson, saw Martin Johnson trying to drag the ball along the ground. Stood there with his arms folded.
Well, Johnson was off his feet and played the ball on the ground. Pushed the ball backwards. He must release it, but you can't push it back like that.
Keep it up, elbow up.
Excellent defence from the Australians, really getting the Lions back behind the advantage line.
Here's Kefu to Larkin, Gray and Roth. Australians lacking that fluency and confidence at the moment in their back line. Signs of it coming though. Kefu. Ball retention important now for the Wallabies to consolidate. Finnegan. Big charge. Gregan. Larkin. Walker. Almost got through the gap. Fantastic tackle. Fantastic tackle by Jason Robinson, but offside.
Also momentum returns to the Australians here in Melbourne. We're getting the ball wide and getting some territory. Owen Finnegan a telling run up through the middle, and Andrew Walker hit hard again.
So Walker in trouble. The scores are locked up at 11-all. Well, Andrew Walker accelerated into that gap, but it closed quickly. And Andrew Walker, it was a lovely long pass, but wasn't that a terrific challenge by Jason Robinson?
Well, Andrew Walker's run straight into Keith Wood's shin here. Watch his head go down, smack.
Walker's shown a lot of bravery tonight, and only his third test match, the AXA angle, and again losing nearly a metre in the apparent goal width, but it is a handy position here. It's a straightforward kick for Matthew Burke. Distance is not a problem. It's all down to the accuracy and the timing. It's there. Australia hits the lead. And Walker still down with the trainer.
Chris Latham's on the field. He probably will go to fullback, and Burke may go onto the wing.
Andrew Walker so upset about leaving this arena.
Well, he's a very proud Australian, Andrew Walker, and he's certainly done a sterling job for his country tonight. But he has the relaxed crumpling of a wounded soldier at the moment. Lions spoil again, but Smith is there. So Australia's in the lead, 14-11. What a test match it's been. George Gregan. Change of tactics. Here comes Gray. Couldn't hold on. Lions have it, and they will get the scrum feed.
Well, Andrew Walker not looking comfortable. He came off the field, and blood coming from his left ear. So he is blood-bin, but I think he's been shaken up a bit. Maybe slightly concussed. The ball going forward from the Wallabies that time, even though it bounced backward into the sure hands of John Eales.
So Gray fell heavily there, not on his head, and also his right arm, I think, as he was wrenched to ground. It's 14-11 to Australia.
Nathan Gray really needed to take that ball, keep the momentum going for the Australians. Howley was back, he got above him, just couldn't quite hold it.
The halftime score was 11-6 to the Lions. Australia has produced 8 unanswered points in the first 6 minutes of this second half, and Australia's pinched the ball. John Eales. Well, the Lions scrum folded. Gregan now. Larkin. Roff again. Joe Roff looking for number 2. What a score. What a pass from Larkin.
Well, this one belongs to the Piggies, the scrum. They drove the Lions, they twisted them, the ball pops out. John Eales gets the ball, drives forward, provides the break, and Joe Roff, number 2. Go for it, Buddha.
You said it, Simon. They smashed him in the scrum. Then they moved it wide, and the zip man, Joe Roff, down the line, wide of James. Go, you good thing. They're back. The Wallabies are here, and the stadium's gone off.
Try number 2 for Joe Roff, and he has blitzed them. Darford James left standing, so too Jason Robinson, and a blistering score by the Wallabies. Matthew Burke, how crucial is this kick? Australia suddenly out to a 21-11 lead, a 10-point margin.
Watch Steve Larkin. Larkin is really starting to come in his own. Beautiful pass to his ACT Brumbies teammate, Roth. Dafford James should have got him. Jason Robinson totally bamboozled.
The key was the timing of the pass from Larkin. He drew Dafford James in.
Here comes Australia again through Finnegan, who couldn't hold on. He knocked ahead. Well, the Lions really rattled in the second half. Australia has put on 15 points, but now there's an overlap for Robinson, and he lost it. It was a bad pass. He was out in the clear there.
Well, Jason Robinson has
all the time, but it just appears that the Lions' timing's gone off. The Wallabies can sense it.
Well, there's panic now in the Lions ranks. Matt Perry's pass way too hard. It needed a sympathetic pass, and Robinson had an overlap. Big scrum from the Lions. Australia hold their ground. Nathan Gray, tackled by Howley. 7 from halfway. This is Giffen, supported by Eels. Hasn't the Australian captain stepped up tonight?
Come out, three. Come out, come out. Get back. Come out. Just come out.
So Nick Stiles being called out here.
Well, Nick Stiles is losing his kill here, but Quinnell's just lying all over the ball.
Let the referee do it, though. That's the problem. Nick Stiles knew what the warning was from the referee in the first half.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm happy. Initially, when you ruck him, he moved away. Then this guy's carrying on with it. Remember I spoke to you before about number 8 doing it? They're doing exactly the same thing. The next one is a yellow card.
So Australia fortunate there to get away with some indiscriminate rucking of the man. Number 8 lying there. It was pretty harmless stuff. I mean, Quinnell has to make an effort, a genuine effort, to roll out of the way. And the Australians were giving him a bit of a touch-up, but there was nothing malicious there. But still, it's a Lions penalty and a chance to close the gap. It's 21-11, Australia.
Johnny Wilkinson, very kickable for him.
Johnny Wilkinson, 22-year-old from Newcastle, 18 years of age when he's made his test debut against Ireland at Twickenham. It looks okay, but has it got the distance? Falling short. And Chris Latham putting in his left boots. So the Lions come up short. Australia preserves its 10-point lead.
The Wallabies now have got to concentrate on the ball. They can't be distracted trying to play the man. It's up to the Lions to make the play, and Graham Henry knows it. He wants composure from his team. The Wallabies have got to be over the top of it.
Ian Balshaw coming on the field here. And Matt Perry, his England teammate, departs. So just a little lack of composure with that last attacking sortie by Perry. And he's paid the price. Here's Wilkinson now, and Henderson. O'Driscoll hammered! Nathan Gray has cut him in two!
Sensational tackle.
Okay.
That hurt him.
No, just go back.
Well, this is amazing how this match has turned around. The Lions scored 17 points in the first 12 minutes after half-time last week. The shoe's on the other foot.
Well, Brian O'Driscoll, he's tough. He got straight up from that.
Gray had missed his mark a couple of times in the first half. He just nailed him that time. Adam's apple has just about popped out of his mouth. But O'Driscoll is good.
Just take a step 5. Thank you, 5. 5 red.
Well, haven't the Wallabies shown their true mettle here tonight? They absorbed a lot of that first half pressure, and they've really upped the ante in this second half. Great pass to Roth again, almost through the gap, just taken there by Corrie. This is Kefu. Now Henderson, lost ahead by the Australians. Referee plays advantage. Howley, they're looking to counter. And again, it's still alive. Knock back, play on for the Lions. Well, they had big numbers on the right. Australia's defence is regrouped now, and they're forced to kick. Here's Chris Latham.
There's no advantage.
So no advantage for the Lions. The referee says we'll have a scrum feed for the visitors, just outside the 22.
Well, Martin Johnson tried to decapitate Steve Larkin. Larkin took exception. No punches were thrown, but it was plenty of pushing and shoving.
Two key players, Driscoll for the Lions, Larkin for the Wallabies, attracting all sorts of attention. Look at that in the front row, Vickery, Wood, Tom Smith, the Scotsman.
Dramatic turnaround by the Wallabies in this second international. Missed tackle there by Dan Herbert. Balshaw coming inside him. It's the Wallabies rushed up. Now Halley again. Johnny Wilkinson was outside his 22, hoping to land this one inside the touchline. This is Chris Latham. Look at Robertson's speed through here. But so cool there, Chris Latham.
Welcome back, Chris Latham.
And he must have been running back inside his 22 to kick that ball. So he's taken it outside the 22 and run back inside.
Let's see the replay.
No way. You are kidding, Andre Watson. You are kidding twice tonight. That's a shocking call.
Well, I think the call might have been that Latham ran back inside his 22. So 18 metres out. O'Driscoll, Duffer James on Roff. Roff stays with him. And again swarming defence. Stephen Larkin and Dan Herbert on Balshaw.
The Australians covering in numbers tonight. They saw their sins last week. Clean breaks, but this time round, Duffer James tried to get a player looping round him, gets the ball.
It's the enthusiasm from Larkin that I think Larkin that sparked it. It's just kept coming, passed, backed up, slid sideways, and he's right in the contest.
There's still a long way to go, 26 minutes and 32 seconds.
Well, the two gladiators have been at each other tonight, Johnson and John Eales. John Eales lifting his game to another dimension in this second test. Michael Foley. Again, great work by the Australians at the front. George Gregan keeping the ball in play. Roff comes through. Sure work there from Duffer James of Llanelli. So the Lions wanting to get their driving maul ahead. It's Grewcock holding on to George Smith, and now it's smuggled to the back. Martin Corrie has it.
Great
Number
play
18.
by the Lions. This
Now,
is terrific forward play.
Here's Neil back, and that's the 22-metre line. Infringement by the Australians, taking them all down.
Have to do better than that.
Well, Owen Finnegan
Get back,
shouldn't shake his head. He did lie all over the man there. Neil Back was the real architect of that driving forward.
Well, they just organise it and execute it so well. And suddenly the driving maul has put the Lions back into contention with a three-pointer on offer here for Johnny Wilkinson.
You couldn't fault the tactic of George Gregan putting the high ball up.
And here's the AXA angle, 37 metres out. Apparent goal width, as he sees it, just under 4 metres. Quite an acute angle at 43 degrees. The bottom line is he has to put it through the middle of the sticks. Wilkinson is the man for the occasion. So the Lions are back into contact, trailing by a converted try. 21 plays 14. Well, this match still finely balanced. The Lions down by 7. But they will come back hard.
That difference won't be lost on this team. Need to get into field position and then apply the blowtorch that they did in the first test. It's up to them now to make the running.
This is Quinnell. Again, beating some flimsy Australian defence, making nearly 10 metres. Wilkinson with a rifling torpedo to Latham just outside the 22. And what's Latham? Neil back underneath. Here comes Latham. And now the count is on. This is Balshaw with pace. Left foot, charge down. Balshaw, Larkin. Larkin maintains his cool. Australia through Gregan. Out of jail. Stephen Larkin, the hero there in the last line with his Brumbies teammate George Gregan.
Matthew Burke hesitated with that kick. He saw Joe Roth with an open territory, then decided to go for the kick. Wrong call.
He chose to come back to the left, and Balshaw came from his blind side. Larkin, as soon as he goes to ground, releases, thankfully. The support made it to him.
Well, some real scrambling there by the Aussies. Johnson at the front. A little knock on by Rob Howley. Again, pressure from John Eales.
Throw didn't look particularly straight anyway.
So again, the offensive tackling, the harassing of the Australians.
Great opportunity to look at the scrum. Tight head for the Wallabies, Rodmore. Lions going to ground.
So the Australians delayed the scrum feed. It's a free kick. Scrum. The referee said he should have put it in faster. And the Lions, through Martin Johnson, say, we'll have another go, sir.
Well, Martin Johnson saw that line of goal jumpers out there, said, OK, I'll bring a few back into this scrum and give my very pacey backs a bit more room.
It's a good call from the captain.
Here's Wilkinson, Henderson, in behind, not a good kick. Latham has plenty of time here. And that's wasted possession from the Lions. Back to the 10-metre line in their own territory.
I'm sure that Martin Johnson will probably run by Henderson and say, why did you do that? We had some very fast players outside of you.
It's a measure of the pressure that the Wallabies have started to apply on the Lions. Now they're being forced into quick, hot-headed decisions. Keith Wood bleeding from the forehead. Very hard to disguise that with that sort of head.
So Keith Wood's okay. His fiancée, who's a rugby television producer in Britain, has just arrived out to join the Lions party.
Let me blow the whistle first.
Referee not happy, so he hadn't actually officially restarted play there.
And official word that Andrew Walker won't be back, so I would think a head knock.
Danny Grucock, Eales almost pinching that one as well, but here's the driving maul, this lethal wedge formed by the Lions.
Still going.
Tom Smith, the Scotsman, has it.
Great stuff,
George Smith, says George Gregan.
On his feet, it's all right.
George Smith, you're a hero.
Red. Holding on, one red.
It's great work for the Lions. They just wheeled that driving maul when it looked like it had been stopped by the Wallabies, but they had the ball in the front of it. And when the tackle was made, Smith could get at the ball carrier.
Doing well, that's it.
Well, George Smith will be on here tonight.
Well, Chris Latham making sure of the line then, not a big territory finder.
So Michael Foley. David Giffen unopposed. Nathan Gray taking on back and getting through that first line. Herbert. Joe Roth. 25 metres out. Gregan. Kefu. Wallabies getting go forward. Gray. Into Johnson. Gregan again. Quick ball to Finnegan. Here it is for Burke. Can he get it? Another one for the Wallabies. Owen Finnegan pulled the ball in and then produced that miracle pass for Matthew Burke.
The men in gold hitting the line of red like missiles. And Owen Finnegan, a big missile. He gets it there, through there, a beautiful pass. Gregan finds Kepu. Gregan then has the vision and gets it blind side. Nathan Gray down, quick ball. Here he comes. Finnegan smashes through Henderson, gets the ball wide. Matthew Burke through Robinson, through Henderson, try time.
Proving to be the night of the Get Square. Every red jersey in the stadium glued to their seat and silence as the Wallabies go over.
Well, how good was Owen Finnegan there? The man who was meek and mild in the first test has come back breathing fire. This would double the Lions' score if successful. Wallabies ahead by 12 points. Matthew Burke scored all 24 against the All Blacks back in 1998 at the MCG across the way. Owen Finnegan with this one-handed, left-handed pass. Sheer determination from the Australians. Sheer hunger. Finnegan adding support here as Giffen goes high. Finnegan came in and ripped the ball. So Phil Vickery is off the pitch. This is Balshaw at the back. The Lions need a bit of magic from someone like Balshaw. He gets away and offloads beautifully. This is Corrie. Jason Leonard, the most capped England player in history, is on the field. His 96th test match tonight for Jason Leonard. And they've lost it.
I think he's taken this back to Finnegan coming through. There was Finnegan.
Jason Leonard's on there. Nick Stiles getting some treatment on the ground. At number 1 jersey, the Lions have replaced one of their props, Phil Vickery.
Be careful, you're already on warnings. You're already on warnings, okay? Yep, there's offsides over here.
Well, the Wallabies cannot afford any yellow cards.
Yeah,
10 minutes in the sin bin would be the result, and that could be enough to get the Lions back into contention. And there, now, there was no more formed there. There was no more formed. It was just a driving wedge of Lions players. Finnegan was entitled to come in and tackle there.
Absolutely right, Gordon.
For a maul to be formed, you have to have a player from either side in contact around the ball carrying player, on your feet. Kepu knocked on. Australia regather.
Not in straight.
Advantage for the Lions.
No, not in straight from the Lions. It's a Wallaby scrum.
Well, there you go.
Come in, please.
Nothing going right for this Lions team. You'd swear the players have swapped jumpers from the Gabba.
No ball. Yes.
Another good scrum from the Aussies. Larkin and Gray. Again getting through that first tackle. Wilkinson missed it. Here's Larkin again. Off the side of his boots. And there could be a late charge ruled here on Stephen Larkin.
Was it late or just not a...
No, it's not safe at all.
Okay. So did you get a number?
Number 12. Number 12.
Okay, just be careful on the tackle, all right? Just keep your tackles clean and tidy. Sure. Okay.
Steve Larkin has been targeted the whole game. Like, how is that? That's a shoulder charge and high. What's he doing still in the field?
That is a dead set shoulder chest charge on Larkin. Dangerous tackle.
Butch James to be proud of this one.
Well, the Australians may have been... The Australians have been lucky to maybe keep players on the field at times as well with some of their persistent infringement. So I think it's been equitable in that regard.
You're being a little bit political there, I think, Gordon.
Just keep it up, one side. Ball out.
Here's Larkin and Gregan and Kepu. Nathan Gray and Dan Herbert. Slip through the tackle again of Wilkinson. Larkin switches. Latham taking all the tune now. Gregan sends his pack ahead. 15 metres out from the Lions goal line. 26-14 the score.
Superb tactic, George Gregan. Get out of the danger zone, put the pressure back on the Lions. They have to score the tries.
He's taken a leaf out of Howley's book in the first half. Howley was superb. Gregan sensing he needs forward momentum for his team. Just keeps dribbling it up in front, putting the pressure, making the Lions make the decision.
So here's Grewcock, and he towers above the pack. Jason Robinson. Well, he'd barely kicked a football when he came from rugby league, and that one should have got touched but didn't. Yes, he's had a crash course in kicking from Dave Ulrud, the Lions kicking coach. Still not quite there. Here's Larkin, and there's an overlap. Here comes Latham. Still there.
Oh, great kick, Latham.
Balshaw could have called mark there. He didn't. And the Lions in big trouble. The ball was hacked off the ground. Balshaw could have called mark because he took it on the full.
How about the skill set of Chris Latham? Had a forgettable game last week in Brisbane. Hasn't put his foot wrong here tonight in Melbourne. As Matt Cobain comes on. And a very big game there from David Giffen.
At this time last week in Brisbane, the Lions singing in the crowd was almost deafening. It's quite a different show tonight as we see their team under pressure.
So less than 13 minutes remaining. Daniel Herbert attacks the advantage line. But the Lions are the team hanging in there at the moment. It's Australia pouring on the pressure after absorbing it all in the first half. Here's Kefu. Good clean out from Cobain. Turnover. Quinnell. Gregan says, I'll take him. Ball and all. Howley goes in. Henderson goes wide to Johnson, the skipper.
Wilkinson down in back play. He's out of it for the time being.
Lions looking a beaten side at the moment. Still
advantage, you must release.
12 minutes to go.
And then hands
But a kick in a very
Sorry.
handy position here for not releasing the ball.
Double trouble for the Lions. Wilkinson down injured, doesn't look good. This is a crucial injury for this side. He is the kingpin.
Calling for a stretcher. That's sad. There, Andrew Walker looks hazily through those piercing eyes of his, and Johnny Wilkinson is in trouble. I think it's a leg injury. He hasn't moved.
What drama, what theatre here at Colonial Stadium, Melbourne. Australia 26, Lions 14.
Matthew Burke. All pressure. Moves forward.
The kick successful. Australia out to a 15-point lead. So there's the kick from Matthew Burke, sailing between the uprights. It was straight out in front. Johnny Wilkinson still down though, requiring a stretcher. Play cannot continue, but Australia, importantly, has added another 3 to go to a 29-14 lead.
This is a really sad sight. This young man came to Australia with England in 1997 as a 19-year-old. And to see him here, he was back. He brought his big mates with him this time, as was said in the press. And now it's sad to see him there. Dan Herbert, it was that broke through on the tackle. And Wilkinson has laid in that one spot since.
Straight away, he puts his hands to his head.
Well, this is a real tragedy for the Lions. This young man has taken the international game by storm. But it has been such a bruising contest out there tonight. Neil Jenkins now, who really wasn't even in the 22 until late in the piece. He was a late replacement for Austin Healey, and play cannot continue while the stretcher is out there. Here's the incident again. Back came in for the tackle with Wood.
Just his knees have clashed together there at high velocity. Let's hope it's not anything like a cruciate ligament.
Just see his leg gets caught. Unbelievable. He goes in to make the tackle and spins round and just lays in the one spot, just holding his head. Agony.
So a lengthy delay here as Johnny Wilkinson looks to have finished his Lions tour. And look at that record attendance for Colonial Stadium. Historic night. 56,605 people have witnessed a brutal test match here tonight. There's been no dirt, but it's been uncompromising. So play belatedly will continue, and look at the worried looks in the Lions camp. This really is a tragedy for the tourists. He's the key man at number 10. And this entire crowd, to the person, giving Johnny Wilkinson a very generous ovation. But we have just under 11 minutes remaining, and Australia is leading by 15 points. Neil Jenkins, the new man here, coming in at number 10.
They do say Wilkinson appears to be okay. The stretcher is a precaution. Hopefully that's right.
So Jenkins, kick going a little too far. Kefu takes ownership. George Gregan now. Oh, another late-ish hit. Another late-ish hit on Stephen Larkin.
In comes Andre Watson. I'm sure off goes Cornell.
Who is it? Yep, thanks. Just watch the shoulder charge. Okay, so Sun is the number 12 earlier. Just the hands. You've got to use the hands, right? Yep. And the touch shot.
The rule states you have to use your hand. Two players have not used their hand and hit Steve Larkin. When's it stop?
Well, he challenged the ball to try and charge down. He continued on. Collision, maybe.
Buddha, you're getting soft.
Well, there wasn't too much effort to pull out of that tackle. And I think Larkin also helped to add to the drama of the situation, making it a little worse than it actually was. So 10 from halfway. 29-14. Australia in the lead. The decider looks as though it's going to be at Stadium Australia as Nathan Gray makes inroads. Lions coming through prematurely. Here's Herbert. Gregan now. The Wallaby Packers zoomed forward in this second half. Kefu. Inspired game from him. George Smith takes on 3 Lions forwards. Michael Foley out there. Larkin. Australia feeding for the gaps and accidentally offside, running into one of his own men in front, Chris Latham.
Red ball.
Yeah, the second runner on the inside, Chris Latham, runs into Cobain.
They've got to keep the forward momentum going, the Wallabies. They can't search for people. Kefu's got it right. He's just getting over the line and taking a metre, making the Lions defence readjust each time. Don't give them the opportunity to intercept. Finnegan right in this game tonight. His pace was questioned in Brisbane. It's been used a lot here tonight.
So Owen Finnegan, who was certainly gun-shy last week, very underdone, having not played for nearly 6 weeks. But certainly the Aussies have squared up possession and territory in this second half. Australians have scored 23 points and Balshaw loses. Now the Wallabies look to punch hard. Balshaw back in the last line.
He's got the Australian
Advantage.
no advantage. Balshaw, that's the reason he wasn't in the starting lineup. He has been making this odd mistake here and there, which has worked against him in the top line selection.
This Wallaby front row is aimed up tonight. They haven't taken a backward step. All credit to Michael Foley and his 2 props.
So here's Latham, almost through. The Lions defence is looking timid now and indecisive. Finnegan trying to take advantage with Cobain. Matt Cobain caught by Quinnell. The Lions in disarray here. They're going through the phases. The Lions slow it down. Great work from Nathan Gray. Can the Wallabies bury the Lions with one more try? Kefu. George Smith cleans out well. Gregan now. Larkin, Herbert. Desperate defence from this Lions team, but they've conceded another penalty.
Well, Pat Ratram, know you're listening out there. It's the sort of performance to put in last night, and what a performance by the Wallabies here in Melbourne.
Well, a successful kick here would surely erase any doubt about a Wallaby victory. 18 points. Impossible task for the Lions in 6.5 minutes. Clock has stopped. And Elton Flatley looking to come on here.
And the cheer goes up. Wallabies, Wallabies. This crowd is on fire.
And Stephen Larkin departs here, and he gets a hero's ovation. He showed all of the Anzac spirit and bravery.
Still carrying that right arm very, very low. He's battled on under great difficulty.
And he showed his championship qualities as Matthew Burke hammers in another nail. 32-14. The Wallabies have taken it to Stadium Australia. That's where the series will be decided.
Comprehensive victory.
So Neil Jenkins.
Just the ball, the ball!
Torai Kefu, taken by Johnson. The referee.
Hands in, ruck
So
forward,
it's-
get back 10, please.
You wouldn't believe this
You
is
can talk to him afterwards.
the same Australian team. It's been a monumental form reversal. Their improvement from last week has been simply amazing. And Larkin has been a key factor, and so too has the great skipper John Eales.
Great support play in the second half. And you see again Martin Johnson, as often, playing the ball off the ground.
Cobain got it. Gray. Still they come through Finnegan. Neil back the tackler. Here's Gregan. Look at the pass. Matthew Burke. Balshaw and Burke and Robinson. Lions
Hold there, go, ball out!
struggled to hold their ground. Flatley came through. The ball was out. 32-14. This is a record score for Australia against the Lions.
And to do it against the quality of this team, even at half-time, it didn't look like the Wallabies were going to be able to break through. Most of us here thinking the tenacity of the Lions' defence had really distracted the Wallabies. Could they come back? And they've answered it. Rob Howley has probably been their best. The first half he probed for every opportunity and every option that he could.
So Howley, and it was so well read there by Elton Flatley, that the Lions beaten and bowed at the moment. And the Lions have taken a battering from this Australian team, who've been unrelenting in the second half.
Brendan Cannon appears likely to come on for his first Wallaby Test cap. 3 minutes left.
So looks as though Michael Foley might have a few more moments on the field, and Cannon ready to come on in the dying stages. Now Foley is best man at a wedding tomorrow at Mount Tambourine. His brother-in-law, Adam Eckersley, gets married. So he's got a mercy dash to make it in time. Foley at the back, doing as the Lions do. They've smuggled it to the back, and Australia slowly inching ahead. Kefu, big tackle by Quinnell, right around the shoulders. Gregan, Burke, Lions sent backwards. Dawson on the field for Howley.
Advantage being played, the referee called it high.
Well, just a minor altercation here. Frustration for the Lions. If Australia was comprehensively outplayed in the first test, it's been the exact opposite here. Certainly sets it up for a super showdown at Stadium Australia, and you'll see all of the action across the nation live on 7.
Two offenders, 6 gold, punch up.
Yes.
4 red on top, down to that's retaliation.
Right.
So 6 gold, 4 reds.
Okay, it's just the penalty, the original infringement. 6 gold, 4 red. 6 gold, 4 red.
So a bit of retaliation from Owen Finnegan, I think, was the call.
That was 6 goal to start, and reacted by Martin Johnson, who elbows him from up above.
Okay, first punch was from you, with the elbow down, both on a touch judge report. Got a couple minutes to go, just keep it clean. We're staying with the original infringement, lifting the legs at the maul.
Well, Owen Finnegan's had plenty of talkings too from the referee tonight, and he's still out there.
Lifting the legs at the maul.
Martin Johnson's been a shocker all night on the ground, adding to the frustration of the Wallabies.
So Brendan Cannon just wanting to get out there for his first test match. I don't think Michael Foley wants to leave.
You can bet your money on that.
I can't hear. I think there's Foley. He's not looking across to the touchline, and I don't know whether Cannon's going to get on. Foley's not looking anywhere near the touchline.
The referee has to go over and tell him.
Now he's coming.
He's saying, I didn't hear. Like hell. And I wouldn't go off either if this was my moment. And certainly it is Michael Foley's tonight.
A heroic performance by Michael Foley, and Brendan Cannon on for his first test match from the New South Wales Waratahs. So Matthew Burke, and that is a record winning margin for Australia over the Lions, if it's preserved. Australia won the first test in 1989 by 30-12, 18-point margin. And now it's up to 21 points. Here's Flatley. Oh, a collision. Corrie came through, and the ball was lost ahead. George Smith, absolutely outstanding here tonight. Flatley almost turned inside. Can the Lions get a consolation here?
At the back. Yes.
3 tries to 1.
Advantage.
Martin Corrie sets up. Dawson's on at scrum half, and Keith Woods. Flatley the tackler. Dawson again. Quick hands for Jenkins. Matt Cobain in defence. Inside the last minutes.
Advantage. Loitering. Offside.
Well, there's no point in going for the penalty. They have to look for the 5-pointer here. It would be a consolation if they can do it. Corrie now, an intercept. Dan Herbert. Burke couldn't hold on. He was away. There's the hooter. A dramatic, famous victory here for the world champion Wallabies. They've squared up the series. A record-breaking margin, a record-breaking win. What a reversal. It was a victory of character by 35 to 14. Joe Roth, a real hero here tonight with 2 tries. Matthew Burke got the other. And Neil Back getting the 1 try for the Lions.